Hi, I'm Adrean Louis and I operate a nursery here on the south side of Lake Coronas. A couple of things I'd like to show you. For an example, here is a grafted dwarf Korean tree lilac. Grafting is a process of joining two trees together, two plants together, just like that. This happened right here in this location. You can see the little V cut right there. Hope you can see that. And talk about grafting is probably the earliest form of grafting was done by the Egyptians that been recorded. However, I don't think it was really the Egyptians. I think it was the Hebrews that were in captivity at the time, but the Egyptians got the credit for it. And any questions?
Well, tell us about how do you see God's creation in the work that you do with all of these plants, and as you tend them from the seed to the full mature plant?
That's a very good question. Well, God is in everything around us. He's in this tree, and the learning process about grafting, two becoming one, just like it's talked about. John grafted grapes back in his day, and Jesus used that as an example of grafting, a parable there. Okay, let's move right over here to this little evergreen here. This year, it seems like a lot of people were interested in planting evergreens around their property. A lot of people view planting trees as therapy for them. They can see earth that is there and the energy they get from the earth, and a lot of people relate that to God as they watch the tree grow and develop into bigger trees.
That's fantastic. What as you continue to do the work here in the nursery, what drives you to want to even do this work day in and day out?
Well, this is basically who I am as a person. Probably from childhood on, I can sense what plants, how they grow, and they're, some ways they're very much like humans, and other ways they're not. The only difference is that if they have a problem, they just up and die, where humans aren't quite that way.
We hope anyway, right?
But we hope, yeah.
Do you have any stories about your nursery and perhaps how it's impacted other people's lives? Do you have any stories about that, Adrian?
Well, basically how people, I've run across a lot of people that just simply enjoy planting trees, and they see it as that therapy, like I had mentioned, therapy, where they can release that negative energy that they have within them through the process of taking care of trees and planting trees and watching them grow and sharing it with their kids, and a lot of things like that.
Yeah, and a lot of nurturing goes into
Yes.
loving these plants and caring for them.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you start, when you started the nursery, did you have all the answers as you tried to figure this whole thing out?
It's an ongoing process. It never ends. You're constantly learning things all the time.
So as you plant seeds and nurture the plants going, you didn't get all of that out of a book. It's because of your work every day that you learn from these things.
Some comes out of a book just to get you going, very much like what the Bible does.
Mm-hmm.
It gets you going in a direction, and then from that point you discover it yourself as time rolls on. Things that grow outdoors, there's a constant, everything is constantly changing. It's never the same. It's just constantly a change, over and over again. Every year it's different.
What's your favorite season of the year when you get to see it from the aspect of someone who plants and tends to these gifts from God? What's your favorite time of the year?
Well, spring is really neat because you get to see things start growing and develop. And fall can be very nice because that's when they are dropping their leaves. You know, just like what humans need to do at times. We need to drop our leaves of negativity or whatever, and just, you know, although the leaves that fall in the forest has a very specific purpose, because as they decompose and everything, they are feeding the next generation of trees or other trees. Or
that's fantastic. Any last minute things you'd like everybody at the Paynesville Lutheran Church Academy to know, Adrian?
Well, they often say, when is the best time to plant a tree? Well, it was yesterday. Well, at least try it today, if not tomorrow.
So it's always good to plant a tree.
That's right.
Amen. All right. Thank you so much, Adrian, for sharing your wisdom today.
No problem.